Okay, I think it's been 2 weeks since our last check-in, and as there always is, there's important news and exciting news to report. We've done a lot more paid interviews at this point, which is very exciting from our interviews, and we're really focusing on that and strategically marketing with that, and strategically networking, I would say, is even more important term. And so, Proctor, tell us about your strategic networking with your school, CU Boulder.
Yeah, I've gotten the chance to connect with a lot of cool networks with Boulder. Clark had gave me a list of people to reach out to, and so I sent a stock email to them. And I've already heard back from some people, like Dr. Harris McRae, who works. She's the executive director and the marketing communications person there in the Office of Advancement. And I'm also got into contact with someone named Kenna L. Bruner, who works at the Office of Strategic Relations, and they're trying to get us into contact with more networks at Boulder and write some stories about us. So that's been really cool. And I've also gotten the chance to do 3 paid interviews recently. And so I've been getting some leeway with that and meeting amazing people through that way also. So it's been really cool.
Feedback quickly, Proctor, especially with the paid interviews portion. What are you learning from these interviews about yourself?
I'm learning that I am more outgoing than I think I am, I guess. That I can actually like talk to people and not be so nervous about it and reach out to people more myself. I used to be scared to talk on the phone with people that I didn't know or just talk to people I didn't know, especially older people. They've always been kind of intimidating, but I'm learning that I have the capability to do that.
And when you do that, how are they responding?
They've always been super nice and sweet. All the people I've interviewed have seemed to like me so far. I've even got a review from one of my interviewees on our Facebook, and so um, I'm learning that people are nicer than I assume them to be.
And I think you're learning too that you're stronger than maybe even you give yourself credit for, and all those things too, right? That you add value to all this. So that's wonderful. And the CU part of it too, this networking, you're connecting with really powerful and important people that can help us move our business forward, help you learn, help connect with you, and then know that you really bring a lot to that table too, right? I think that what we're doing here is a great story. And you guys are all great stories, and the business we're doing is important and people get behind that. And so again, good business is a win-win. You can help promote them. Another thing that really is a big part of it for I think all of us is CU Boulder is a very white school, very privileged school, and so that you are neither white nor privileged, I think, is a really important thing to promote amazing people like you, and for the next you, right? That if there's another freshman coming in and she sees a story on you that's a black female freshman or even just a non-privileged freshman in general, that she'll be able to see your story and read about you and think that she can do these kind of things too. So that you'll already be a role model at this age is pretty amazing, and what you can do with that work can be phenomenal. So I'm so excited about your work and your connection with them, and I think we'll get a lot of business from that, and I think we'll get a lot of learning from that, and it'll be a really positive thing. Yasura, what are you doing currently? Tell me a little bit about your past couple weeks, and specifically about your mentor interviews that you've done, and about the student government that you're a part of now.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks have been a bit hectic, but I was able to get a mentorship interview done with LaDawn, sorry, with LaDawn. Um, she works for DSF and she's part of so many different communities, and she's doing so much to change not only her community but also different communities. She's a philanthropist and really loves to give, and she has so many passions. And I am so glad that I got to talk to her. It was very eye-opening. Um, I also have joined my student government at my school. At first, I thought I wasn't going to be interested, but after talking with my group and learning more about CU Denver's student government, I really wanted to join, and I have been fortunate that I have been able to join. And the past week, I've been training with them. We've been learning how to like when to talk and when not to talk, and all these different rules. They said it's college student government is like in between from high school and political, like like government stuff. Because not only do we plan events, but we also like make real change and policy changes. I'm part of the legislative and outreach branch, which is also really cool. But yeah, that's been my week so far.
That is so cool. And we keep hearing from our mentors that you know, the start of things is important, but real action and real change come from legislation. And so that's so exciting to me that you are so really politically motivated and human rights motivated. And the way to make real change in people's lives is political. And even though it's not something you saw in yourself, you see it more now, and you're learning about the ins and outs of it, which is, again, I think there's very strict rules about the way things are done in certain situations. And so learning that in college is going to be really powerful. Plus, you're, I'm sure, connecting with some amazing people. And CU Denver is very diverse, right? Whether is it a very diverse set of people that are on the student government?
Yeah, actually, this year, I think it's the most diverse they've ever been. We have international students, we have graduate students, we have first years, we have seniors, we have sophomores, we have juniors, we have Muslims, non-Muslims, different races. So it's been really cool to see a variety of different people come together for like one goal. And there were issues that they talked about that I didn't even like think about, because I personally haven't experienced them. Some international students brought up some really good points that I never thought about. So it's really cool that to see everybody's experiences, and that their own personal problems, and being able to, you know, advocate for everybody. I see you.
That's wonderful, and such a growth experience for you. And so much of your guys' growth is going to come outside of Mama Bird. And I think that we really want to empower each other to be finding these opportunities. And you're taking advantage of that one. So we're very proud of you on that front. Great job. Janine, for you, tell us a little bit about what you've been up to in the last couple of weeks.
Currently, I am visiting Denver, San Antonio for a time, so that's really exciting. This week, I've been kind of focusing on, soaking up all of the time that I can get with my family, because it's very rare that I get this. But something that is really exciting is for Mama Bird Grad School, I was able to bring on my therapist, Miss Priscilla Sheridan, and she was able to answer a lot of our questions concerning mental health and breaking down stigmas and kind of coping methods for mental illness. And it really opened up a great conversation for Mama Bird Grad School students after she left the meeting, and it was very meaningful, and I think we all gained so much. I personally felt very encouraged afterwards. I think there's medicine in all of that. And another really exciting thing is, a while ago I interviewed my grandmother-in-law. I just consider her my grandmother. I don't really add the in-law part, but my grandmother, and it's taken us a while. She gave us permission to upload some of her content onto social media platforms, and so that's really awesome. Because people get to see kind of the process of what we do, and kind of understand better what Mama Bird Interviews really is, and so that's tremendously helpful. And I mean, she was really honored to be able to help us in that way and support us, and I love her for that. I mean, for many other reasons as well, but very appreciative. I also gained some input about my own my interview style, and I'm learning to do that as well through her interview alone. So that's really awesome. Is that so? Yeah. Another really exciting thing is starting next week, I'll have more availability and capacity to focus on building clientele and networking in San Antonio for Mama Bird Media and Mama Bird Interviews. And so that's like, there's a lot of growth to be had for myself, and something I'm kind of nervous about, but also really excited about, because there's just so much potential. And yeah.
And then the other thing we didn't talk about is tomorrow night we've got a photo shoot, our first photo shoot we've not been physically together ever since we started Mama Bird. And we will do it in a safe social distance way tomorrow, and we can take individual kind of headshots, what they call, of us, so that we can use them for business purposes, and then also some group shots. So if we do get publicity, we can share these professional pictures. They're going to come from one of our peers, one of your peers, a former student of mine, Rogelio, who runs RM Media, and he does like awesome like custom truck photography and car photography, but also portraits really well. And he's just passionate and an entrepreneur himself. And so that'll be really cool to be able to connect with him that way too, and get some really cool photos. And so just point out my big pimple I've got on my nose right here from my photos. I'm going to show you guys how that's not going to affect me and bother me. And I know no one will be looking at me in these pictures anyways, which is nice. But we got to figure that out, and we'll talk more about that. But that's all very exciting. So that's what's happening with us. I think if we talk again in 2 weeks, it's going to be just, I think a lot is going to come of this. So thank you if anybody's watching this.